Hello, good evening, and welcome. I think I may have stolen that. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. As I say, I'm head of technology for partners. I've been at Microsoft around 10 years, and I've worked in the industry for longer than I'm going to admit. And one of the things that we sort of see is very much the cloud from an IT industry's perspective is being seen as being quite disruptive in the way that it's making businesses rethink their business models, rethink how they deploy IT. But for Microsoft, it's very much about taking our customers on this journey, on this transition to the cloud, and not disrupt their businesses. Okay? Using things that they're already familiar with, such as Office, using the SharePoint technologies, Exchange technologies that perhaps many of you already run in your organizations, how we take you on that journey. So let's just sort of start. I'm going to go back to 2010. So in the summer of 2010, our senior vice president stood up on stage to about 10,000 of our partners and announced a new vision for Microsoft. And this was very much about delivering continuous cloud services for every person and every business. That means small businesses right up to the largest enterprises, through to government, education, whatever type of customer we have, delivering continuous cloud services there. And also every person. And this was, again, another sort of subtlety in Microsoft's language. We acknowledge that there are other devices other than Windows-powered devices. We acknowledge that many of you sat here may not yet be so fortunate to have a Windows Phone 7 and maybe using alternative devices. We acknowledge that. Okay? We also know that you may not all be using Internet Explorer. You may be choosing to use other browsers. Yet you still need to be productive wherever you happen to be. By the way, IE9 is amazing. So this was a very clear vision, moving on from a PC on every desktop and in every home, a real, sort of crowd pleaser to our audiences there. And this was a fundamental shift in Microsoft business. We were sort of taking, at that point, around 70% of our engineers were focused on cloud or cloud-related projects within Microsoft. That has now moved to almost 90% of our engineering teams. So a real commitment from Microsoft. We perhaps started off a little bit subtly, talking about software plus services. We still very much believe that in this transition, as we embrace cloud as part of our unique businesses, we actually will need a combination of both on-premise software or client-based software and cloud-delivered services. As you will notice from the subtle poster over there, we're not being so subtle in our messaging now. We're very much delivering our message around the cloud. And the thing that I want to point out is that this is not necessarily that newer thought. Okay? Back in 1961, Professor John McCarthy at MIT first publicly made this statement about computer time-sharing technology that might lead to a future where computing power and even, heaven forbid, specific applications might be sold through a utility-type business model. Yet it's taken a while for the technology to evolve, for connectivity to evolve, the languages of how we actually develop applications to make use of this way of delivering IT. But we're rapidly moving towards IT very much becoming a service that is consumed by our customers and delivered using cloud-enabling technologies. I'd say one of the things that's a little bit different to Microsoft's approach around cloud is how we actually deliver that to our customers. We very much believe in this sort of, the assets that you already have as regards your current on-premise infrastructure. To think that you would switch that immediately and just push everything in the cloud is probably just too far of a jump for our customers to make. So very much evolving our platform to help you take where there are appropriate workloads and embrace the cloud. We've already delivered it with things like high-performance computing. You can do that on-premise. You can point to our Azure platform and scale out in burst mode there. We've done it as regards, taking our Exchange server product. And when we designed Exchange Server 2010, we designed it for the cloud first and then scaled it back to becoming an on-premise server product. So really sort of putting cloud first and forefront of our product design. We also provide, through our many partners, and it's great to see some of our leading partners here today, the ability for our partners to host those same enterprise products and provide cloud-oriented utility delivery of IT that way. And also Microsoft has been investing heavily in its data centers, providing solutions that way as well. Now, as was mentioned in the opening notes by Andrew there, we very much think about cloud today in three distinct areas: software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. And in Microsoft's sort of world, software as a service today has been delivered by BPOS, and soon will be updated to become Office 365. When we talk about our platform as a service, predominantly we talk about our Azure platform, our Windows Azure platform, how that provides a platform service. And then finally, when we talk about infrastructure as a service, this is very much our virtualization technology in the enterprise, Hyper-V, our system-centered tools, our automation tools for our parlors and so on, to really sort of drive that dynamic delivery of IT. We know it's still a problem for a lot of large organizations where there is this, shall we say, ownership of physical hardware as regards servers. The HR function will have a number of servers. The finance function will have a number of servers. The IT function will have quite a lot of servers, okay? And nobody will be able to run anything else on those hardware platforms. Abstracting that, delivering infrastructure as a service through virtualizing those hardware platforms is the way we're seeing further optimization. So this was the picture last year. When I delivered this presentation internally at Microsoft, I subtitled this, "We Wandered Lonely as a Cloud." We had BPOS, we had some of the components of Windows Azure, and on-premise we had Hyper-V for delivering virtualized platforms. If I look at where we are going through 2011, it's significantly different. Office 365 is about to enter into a public beta. If you've not taken a look at Office 365 today, please sign up to take a look at the beta. We'll be taking the wraps off that and making it more available in the coming months. And one thing I can assure you is that you're more likely to get access to that beta if you sign up for it than if you don't, okay? So I would really encourage you to do that. This is bringing the latest Exchange Server 2010, SharePoint 2010, and our updated Unified Communications Platform link all together. And for the first time, we're bringing Office Professional Plus on subscription to our customers as well. So really shifting our entire business around becoming more operational expense rather than capital expense there. We also have recently launched Dynamic CRM online for your CRMs type solutions, again, cloud, hosted, or on-premise. Something new that's coming out very, very soon is something called Windows Intune. This is a cloud-based management of your desktop PC infrastructure, malware protection, upgrade management, and so on. And as part of that, for the first time, we bring Windows 7 Enterprise Edition on subscription, available to businesses of all sizes. We're soon to launch Internet Explorer 9. We're currently release candidate, that really enhancing the browser experience. And then when it comes to the SQL Azure platform, predominantly a platform as a service targeted today up to architects and developers, but that's branching out. We've recently started testing out this thing called the VM role, the virtual machine role, where I can take my Hyper-V virtual machines and actually offload some of those workloads to the cloud, perhaps put some of my line of business systems closer to my web solutions that are scaling out using the Azure platform. And then making that a lot more automated using our system center, the self-service portal and Aparis, really automating and enabling better compliance around those systems. Now I'm going to try a world first here. This is the world's first non-demo demo. One of the things I normally do is demonstrate the technology live, but given the amount of time we've got, that's not going to be possible. So let me explain this non-demo demo. So first of all, I'm not going to show you the enhancements we've made to Bing, because although it's in the cloud, it's not really relevant for today. I can't really show you Office 365, but I want you to know that it is a beta and it will be available soon. Nor can I show you the great work we've done about SharePoint and the speed of how that works, the ability to synchronize documents offline just in case you don't have an internet connection. Really, really powerful there. I can't even show you the web apps for Word, PowerPoint, or Excel, the ability to use lightweight editing in a browser that has the same UI as your Office 2007, 2010. I just don't have the time. I can't even show you OneNote or the Outlook web access. I just can't do it. When it comes to platform as a service, I can't show you the Azure platform. I can't show you that this is not just about Microsoft technologies. I can't show you that I'm running WordPress that uses PHP. Oh yeah, that's a non-Microsoft language. In the cloud, okay? I can't show you the latest VM role technology and be able to remote into that PC, actually do a virtual network connection to my on-premise Active Directory and be part of my corporate network, but it's just running in the cloud. I don't have time to show you these things, okay? I don't even have time to show our Windows Intune platform, okay? But there are people around later today that would love to have those conversations. Some of our partners, some of the Microsoft guys here, I'm sure you can have some really in-depth conversations around those. So I'm sorry that I can't show you those technologies. I'm sorry that I had to deliver a non-demo, okay? But you're intrigued now, aren't you? You want to know more, don't you? And I would encourage you to have those conversations, okay? So I'm going to leave with a dramatic ending. I'm conscious of the time, and I don't want to overrun. So really, this is about the future, okay? Today, you're looking at your future in your organizations. You're looking at what decisions you're going to make around cloud. And I don't believe anymore it's a question of if you're going to embrace the cloud. It's more a case of how. It's not even about when, because we know that this year is when you're going to make those changes, okay? So if we look at those two outcomes, you can see it's very dramatic, dark, black, miserable on one side, and lovely and gorgeous on the other side, okay? So, we very much look at optimized infrastructure. So Core I/O optimization embraces cloud, just becomes a natural part of how we extend our infrastructure, okay? When we look at connecting to the cloud, it's not necessarily about switching. It's not about one or the other. It's about embracing and consuming the best of what the cloud actually has to offer, whether that's automating and optimizing your on-premise infrastructure, whether it's extending out and embracing the cloud, whether it's providing immediate mobility and flexible working through the cloud software for productivity tools. That's all possible this year. We are absolutely committed to providing productivity wherever you happen to be. For me, wherever I have an internet connection, that is my office. This today is my internet connection, and as you can see, the performance was pretty good. Okay? Thank you very much for your time. This is my real email address. You can find me on LinkedIn. If I don't manage to have a conversation with you today, please do it via the cloud. Did you see what I did there? Via the cloud. I would love to hear your thoughts about this presentation and any sort of questions that you have. And with that, I will thank you very much for your time today. And I will make a copy of these slides available to the organizers of this event. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.